Hey, good morning. God bless you. Hope you're well. Been thinking a lot about you this week, man. The temperature has warmed up and things are getting into...
Can you sign this for me, please?
Sure. Excuse me just a minute.
Second page.
Second page?
Second page.
All right. Here you go, sister.
Thank you.
Interruptions. Boy, they're just a part of life, aren't they? Usually they sure come when you don't expect them. And they at least create frustration, and at the most, they just make you angry. Because they're not planned. They violate our norm. They disrupt our comfort. Interruptions. What would life be like without interruptions? If we went completely uninterrupted, that's some people's view of absolute paradise. We'll never know what life would be like without interruptions, because interruptions in all reality are a part of every one of our lives. Interruptions are a real part of the life and the ministry of Jesus. One author that I recently read reports 38 different interruptions that Jesus encountered in his earthly ministry. And almost every one of those interruptions resulted in a miracle for somebody. In Matthew chapter 9, Jesus ministered to 17 different people or groups in a single day. In one chapter, in one day, he takes care of 17 different people or groups of people. But Jesus did not just bump into people. Jesus deliberately went to where they were hurting, and where he could make an impact. In Matthew chapter 9, verses 1 and 2, it says this: Jesus stepped into a boat, crossed over, and came to his own town. Some men brought to him a paralyzed man lying on a mat. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the man, "Take heart, son, your sins are forgiven." In verse 10 and 11, while Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. In other words, he already has his hands full with complete and total ministry opportunity. And in the middle of having his hands full, in verse 11, when a Pharisee saw this, he asked his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" Interruptions. In verses 18 and 19, while he was saying this, a synagogue leader came and knelt before him and said, "My daughter has just died, but if you come and put your hand on her, she will live." Jesus got up and went with him, and so did his disciples. In verse 27, as Jesus went from there, two blind men followed him, calling out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." Anytime you minister to people, anytime your focus is on people, anytime your goal is related to people, you're going to have interruptions. In Matthew chapter 9, verse 22, Jesus turned and saw her. "Take heart, daughter," he said, "your faith has healed you." And the woman was healed that moment, the woman with the issue of blood. In Matthew 9:32, while they were going out, a man who was demon-possessed and could not talk was brought to Jesus. Many times, when interruptions occur, we ask ourselves this question: why did this happen to me? Why did this have to happen? How come that had to happen to me today? We look at how can we eliminate these types of things from ever happening in our life again. But when Jesus was interrupted, most of the times somebody got their miracle. Why? Because when Jesus was interrupted, he did not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, his actions reveal a different kind of a question: who can I help? So let me connect these ideas to the week that you just had and the weekend that you're walking into. In ministry, we focus on people. In ministry, we are surrounded by hurting people. Man will never come to us every time there is a need. We will need to target our energies in going to them where they are at their point of need. Interruptions are an opportunity for God to reveal hurt and need in the individuals' lives around us that we have been charged to minister to. Needs that we never would have known, that we never would have seen, that we never would have been aware of if we hadn't been interrupted. Pastor, your life, ministry, your family, your patterns, your habits, your disciplines. Every one of those things over the last several months have been interrupted, regularly interrupted. We are all disrupted. We are all interrupted from our routine and from our norm in life, in ministry. We are all asking, why did this happen to me? But have we gone to the next question saying, who can I help? This, make no question, is a season of interruption. And it is revealing the reality of need that we never would have seen or been a part of if it weren't for this interruption. It's my hope, it's my prayer, it's my aspiration to encourage you toward the interruptions of 2020 resulting in a Matthew chapter 9 in your life and in your ministry. Pastor, may you use the interruptions of our lives to spot the need in those people that you are equipped, called, and ready to minister to. God bless you as you live and create the Matthew 9 experience of your life this weekend. God bless you.